Hi, how are you? I hope you are good. I am doing as good as you can do, being locked down for like so many months. And I am gonna play you some songs. There's a fragile line between pain and desire. Every time you leave a bed for mine, gray shadows fall and I am blind. I would never ever hurt you. I would never ever hurt you. I would never hurt you. Even if I fuck you in some sweet vanilla way. Miss me when I'm gone, but not enough to make you stay. Neon sunset, perfect blue. But don't have you, I think I'll fall apart. Mother was a teenage bride. I doubt I'll ever wear white. Ashes burn to ashes. Basically we're made of dust. Hurt people only hurt people. I think my heart was born to rust. Here in 5-inch heels and polyester lingerie. Hiding in the bathroom, mascara down my face. Neon sunset, perfect blue. But don't have you, I think I'll fall apart. Don't say you'll never love someone, 'cause Cupid got a shotgun. Don't say you'll never love anyone. Cupid's got a shotgun. He's got a gun. Kind of interesting. So Bear Radical was first, yeah, and about this one person that I was with that I should not have been with, and it was like me telling myself, this is not good, like don't do this, like not a good vibe, leave. And I was like, basically the whole song is me telling me to not do that. And then but obviously I didn't listen and continued down a very bad, because you know when people aren't that nice to you, you should not be with them or try to be with them. You should leave. And but because of whatever damage or whatever like issues I have, I'm like I try and like fix it and like stuff like that. So then it gets even worse, you know, because I don't know who I got this from, but some like relationship expert or some like advisor person who was basically like, you know, life will give you a whisper, this isn't where you should be, you know, tell you gently, this is not a good situation for you. And if you ignore it, you'll then get a like nudge, this isn't where you should be. And if you ignore the nudge, you'll get like a slap, this is not your right situation. And it's kind of interesting. So like the Bear Radical is like the nudge, it's not a good vibe, this place, like move on. And then Cupid's Got a Shotgun is like, this is like really, really bad. And then after that's all gone, Shank's Pony is kind of about acceptance. Basically Shank's Pony is like a Cockney like rhyming thing, or it's not Cockney rhyming slang, but it's like a Cockney saying that my dad, who's like really quite Cockney, only Cockneys now don't actually exist, they're only old people you have to be over 60 to actually have a Cockney accent and be Cockney. Like they don't exist anymore. The accent doesn't even only exist with old people. Anyway, my dad's like that, and he would say, "Oh, I had to use Shank's pony. You know, back in the day, I'd use Shank's pony, which means walk. I'd have to get there on my own. Be like, I never took the bus to school. Every day, Shank's pony. You know, like, you know, in the olden days, whatever. And so, yeah, that's what it means. It means you got to walk. You got to go there yourself. And that's kind of a bit more about acceptance. Yeah, those are what those songs are about. I don't know if that made any sense or if I was just rambling.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Yeah.
What's your usual like songwriting process?
So I tend to keep notes. I used to always have like notebooks, but then recently I've been doing everything on my phone. But actually now I'm switching back to doing a notebook kind of vibe, where I just keep a list of lyrics that I think are good, like an idea. I have an idea for a lyric, and I'll put that down, and different like riff ideas I have, like I just record it on my phone or write it down, and just like loads and loads. I get loads and loads and loads of ideas before I sit down to do a track. Like because I find it's better to like do it, and when I sit down to do it, I sit down, I do it, and it's done. Like I don't. So I'd get all the ideas, and I find it stressful if you don't have enough ideas and you're like, what else can I say? What else can I? Whereas I tend to like have at least a few pages of like, this is what the idea is. And then I generally have like a theme of something that I want to say. I try not to say the same thing, even though I do have like recurring themes, because I'm dealing with the same thing over and over again. Like, so I haven't dealt with it, I don't know. But like, I try to like not say the same thing. So I try to also write things about like a song that I would wish that I could listen to, you know, like something that I want to talk about. I try to like, some people, there's like many types of music, but there's kind of like music that's like about a thing, and then there's music that's like danceable music, and I kind of do music more about a thing. So I try to make sure there's always a thing, you know what I mean? I know what that thing is and what I'm trying to say in the song. Yeah, my point, like my reason for doing music is because I always was like kind of an outsider and kind of like didn't really know how to like communicate properly with people, and I just wanted to connect with people. So to me it's like important that it makes people, I want to make music that makes people feel less alone, because I've always felt quite alone. So yeah, I want to make that music that like makes people go, oh, I feel like that, and I have this weird other situation, you know what I mean? And so that's why I like focus on that, to like make sure it's got a point, and what my point is just made basically to feel more connected to people. That's like the reason. So it's kind of like, that's the reason behind the music and the reason why I do it. I don't know.
I like that. Well, I like that. Yeah.
Lately I prefer the company of strangers. No one will harm you like kin in a golden light. saw my father in the mirror. My temper is too quick. Doctor, give me pills, I'm sick. Ugly is a state of mind. We are clumsy and unrefined. We are children of men. Can we be friends again? Shank's pony, lost and lonely. Ooh, ooh, grown, you're grown. You're on your own. Ooh, ooh, grown, you are grown. Now you're on your own. You can have it all if you don't want anything. You can have it all if you don't want anything. You can have it all. You can have it all.
Okay, so I don't have a favorite, and they do change, like they wear down. So because I use this guitar a lot, so they wear down. This is like, there's a sticker there of, this is a girl I know, I don't think you can see it properly, but she's got a band called Baby Arms, which I don't think is together anymore. So some of them are like that, and there's another band, Horror, which is another band which is not together anymore, but they were friends of mine. Some of them like this, I pick, like some of them I pick up when I was on tour, just like around. I don't have necessarily, that's R2D2. I used to really be into Star Wars before the recent movies. Like Foo and Foo, this is probably my favorite one, and it is my friend Elizabeth. It's her fashion line. It's called Foo and Foo, and it's really good. And it's like really like comfy tracksuits that are like really crazy. And like they have like wires in them that you can like pull. That's probably my favorite one because it makes me think of her, and she's like a really sweet, fun person. And so yeah, they all have like they all have kind of, they built up really slowly. I didn't do them all at once, and they do change because I add them when they fade down. And
it's like always like a new guitar, or like it kind of changes as you go.
Yeah, it changes as I go, and it's kind of cool. And sometimes I feel sad, like when the sticker's like worn down, you can't really see what it is anymore, and I kind of need to re-stick over it. But I want to remember that. But like it's faded. I guess it's kind of like with life, you can't hang on to stuff. That's my main lesson in life. I've been doing a lot of therapy during this therapy. So yeah, I guess you just have to like learning to like let things go. It's not I'm like one of those, like I'm like a clinger a little bit. It's one of my bad qualities. Like I cling on to things even when it's like really shit. I'm like, maybe it will get better, and it won't. So yeah, like that's kind of a lesson in that I have with this guitar. Yeah,
like the first, did you always plan on like covering it with stickers, or was there just one day where you found like a sticker you liked and were like, I'm gonna put it on the guitar, and then you decided I'm gonna put them all on?
Yeah, actually that's true. It wasn't a planned thing. I was at this festival in West London. I'm in North London, but North Central, and this was like West something. And this girl had exactly the same guitar as me, which is like a Tanglewood kind of guitar, which had like a mottled look on it. And we had the exact same guitar, and we were just talking. It was interesting. We were playing the same show. I can't remember what her name was. And I put my first sticker on, and yeah, and I hadn't really thought about it. And I always liked stickers, and I just kept adding to them whenever I got a good sticker. That was like in like 2000. It's funny, like that was in like 2015 when I first started gigging. And you know, I started gigging, I was so shit, like really shit. And I knew it, but I didn't have before then I was always in bands and wasn't the guitarist and like just sung. And then all the bands kept falling apart and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna play guitar myself. So I figured out how to play 3 songs. And then was like, okay, the gig that I had booked with the band that was in at the time, I went and did that, not really being able to play guitar, really shit, so shit. Oh my God. When I think about it, I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking? But I just went and did it and I thought it will be fine. I can play it. And I just went and did it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's weird because I didn't really realize. I only realized now how important it is in a way. I did it this is what I want to do, but I only really realized I can't do anything else. I couldn't do a different thing. I wouldn't survive. And it sounds pretty dramatic, but I feel like I wouldn't, Sometimes I wish I had a different thing that was easier, like gardening or something.
Yeah.
I wish my passion was gardening or doing something that's way less stressful than the music and less competitive than because I'm not particularly competitive. So I wish that it was, something. I wish it was gardening.
Yeah, it's definitely, I feel like I definitely have a love-hate relationship with music a lot of the time. Where obviously it's great and I'm so glad that I play music and have that as an outlet. But then other times I'm like, oh my gosh, this is really killing me right now.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, it's another funny thing is when I first started playing guitar, I thought, oh, once I can play 5 songs, I can do a set and it will be fine. And I'll never need to learn anything else. And then every time you learn something, it's oh, you climb over one hill and you're see a whole nother set of mountains. You're oh, I've got loads more to learn.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm sleeping with your ghost every night. I can't hold you close, shivers down my spine. How can I lose something that was never really mine? I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. So sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm very radical. I'm very radical. Hate to think of her hands on you. Hope she treats you kind, not cruel. Savage hearts tangled in doubt. But if you pulled me up now, I wouldn't wanna hang out. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. So sorry, I'm not sorry. I'm very radical. I'm very radical. Still faded, I wake up half wearing yesterday's makeup. I'm not bitter, I'm just better. Sit your ass back down and deal with it. I'm real with it, let's not pretend we're never gonna be friends. It's cool, it's cool. Mama didn't raise no fool. So, I hope you're happy now. It's a bitter pill to swallow down. I spend hours staring at my phone, but I realize I am better off alone.
Okay, so my new record, or my first album, I don't know if it's my first album or whatever it is, it's only coming out on Bandcamp. I'm not putting it up to stream. Maybe I will later on down the line, but right now it's just going to be out on Bandcamp. I just finished it a couple of days ago, and it's got to be mastered, but it's called Folk You Hard.
Nice.
And yeah, that's gonna be up, and maybe you can put a link to it because maybe it'll be done by the time it's out. If not, you can add a link later, maybe.
Yeah.
People can put it on Bandcamp.
Wait, what is it out? Date?
What's the
soon.
date?
I don't know. As soon as it gets back from being mastered,
Okay.
like in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
I don't know. So
Cool.
maybe it's out now in the future when this is a thing.
Future people.
Check
Yeah.
it out.
Like follow me on the internet, message me, like my stuff, like me,
Accept me.
accept me, please. Slap Shack. Is that right?
Yes.
Nailed it.
Was it? Come on in the shack. We make some slaps. Come to the slap shack. We'll feature your music. Come on in the shack. We make some slaps. Get your slaps on the slap shouldn't today. Slap shack.